My name is Linda Ferreira. I am a board member with Good Samaritan. It's a nonprofit organization that distributes food 8 times per month to 250 people per week in some of our most financially challenged areas. So we are trying to be creative in reaching out to you because our fundraisers have been canceled. So my beautiful friend, Elaine Shannon Smith, will be doing a presentation today on how to make hummus.
Hi, I'm Elaine Shannon Smith. Welcome to my home. During this time of quarantine, I realized how fortunate I am and how grateful I am for my many blessings. I wanted to do something to help those less fortunate, so I contacted the Good Samaritan Hunger Center to see how I could help. The Good Samaritan Hunger Center was established by Sister Jordan Haddad. Sister Haddad was nun at the Elms when I was there. She taught me. She was also a good friend of my family. The Haddads and the Shannons were both Lebanese. And much of our tradition and heritage is centered around food and getting together in people. So I was asked if I would share with you one of authentic Lebanese recipes. The recipe I'm going to share today is my father Joe Shannon's recipe, who was an amazing cook, amazing person in everything he did. I'm going to show you that it only takes 7 ingredients. And then I'm going to show you also tools that you can use to make the hummus. If you look on the internet, you'll find hummus recipes, and it's usually made with a food processor. Food processor's not my favorite because you have to take things off and shove it down, the ingredients. So I'm going to show you 2 other tools that I like. First is the emulsion blender that we'll make hummus with, and then we're going to use the Vitamix blender or any blender you can use. First we're going to use the emulsion blender. You're going to strain a can of chickpeas and save the juice. Some recipes or some videos you'll see they throw it out, and when they want to thin it down they end up adding water. So this is great, the juice, so you definitely want to save the juice. And we'll add it as needed. Next, we're going to add the juice of 1/4 of a lemon. I wanted to show you a couple of different techniques that I have that I like, tools with these. Growing up, when we didn't have these, we'd have to hand squeeze it, and we would use just a spoon to do that. But seeds came out, it was kind of hard to squeeze and get it all. So another tool that you can use, and they're pretty cheap to find, is a juicer, citrus juicer. And you can just roll the half of the lemon around, as so. But again, you're going to see you've got seeds to get out. My favorite is this. It came from Sur La Table. And what you do is you just squeeze. Let me squeeze over this. And when you squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, you can get all the juice out and none of the seeds. So we're going to want about 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice with no seeds. And if you don't have enough lemons during the winter time, my father always used real lemon juice. There's also organic lemon juice in the grocery stores now. So we're going to pour 1/4 of a cup, which is about the whole lemon, into the pan. We're going to add 1 or 2 cloves of garlic, and I have already peeled them. And they're pretty big, so I'm just going to use 1. We're going to use 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. You can use regular or extra virgin. And if you don't use olive oil, you can also use canola oil. We're going to add some salt and pepper. And then this is what we use. It's called za'atar. Za'atar is really sesame seeds and other Arabic spices in there. I don't know if you can kind of see them. So that was a tablespoon of za'atar. And then we're just going to use the emulsion blender.
Today, Rich Wilson, Good Samaritan board president, and I are at Patterson Park, where, as you can see, food is being distributed. With the COVID-19 crisis, we are now distributing food to 400 per week, which is 160% increase. We are very busy with hundreds of cars lined up in need of food.
You can add a little bit more of the juice back in to make it a little thinner.
My name is Roberta Peters. I've been a volunteer for 5 years. Love it.
Once you get the consistency you're happy with, then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of the tahini. Tahini is a paste. It's kind of like peanut butter. It is just ground sesame seeds. So you don't want to put this in before you have blended the other 6 ingredients, or it'll make it thick and you'll have a problem with it. Okay, I'm going to stop with this. The emulsion blender does take a little longer. Vitamix is much faster. So this is the emulsion blender hummus, and this is the hummus that I had all the ingredients in except for the tahini. So I blended it, and then I did stop it and add the tahini to it. So they're both done. So now I'm going to show you. Oh, also you can add all kinds of things. You can be as creative as you like. You can add Kalamata olives, you can add red peppers, and you do that at the very end after you've incorporated the tahini into the hummus. And then pine nuts, whatever you'd like to make it your own flavor, you can do that. Artichokes. So I'm going to show you. Growing up, we would take homemade yogurt, or lebanon we called it, and we would put the hummus on top of it, leaving some of the edge. My friend Eileen made the yogurt. She made it from my father's recipe. My father taught her how to make the yogurt. So in here I have pesto, pine nuts, chopped Kalamata olives, and feta cheese. And you can put a combination or do whatever you'd like to continue in. So right now I'm going to put some pesto. This is great when you use the pita bread as dippers, or like a heavy cracker or corn chip. And I'm just going to put some pine nuts in the middle. We're going to finish it off by drizzling it with some olive oil. And this is a lemon olive oil, flavored olive oil. And then you can sprinkle a little more of the za'atar on it. This is sumac, which is an Arabic spice. You could put, my dad used fresh mint all the time. We and acres of it practically. It goes wild and grows in my yard. You can also use paprika to sprinkle on it. So growing up, we never knew who would be at our dining room table. We always had friends, extended family, neighbors, even a few old boyfriends my father would invite from time to time. So many ways to present. If you're having a big party, you can use a great martini glass. If you are just munching at home with the dip that I showed you with the yogurt, you can use guacamole chips. The traditional way was using pita bread. We would just rip off pita bread and scoop it up. You can also put it in a bowl and use vegetables. I also like to store a bunch in small containers. This way I can just grab them and go. Pack them in my lunch. Kids can grab them. So, thanks for coming over. I hope you'll make the recipe, and I hope you'll try some of your own ingredients to make it your own. Please remember to donate to the Good Samaritan Hunger Centers. They absolutely need your support. I'd also like to thank my grandson and my daughter, David and Jesse, who helped with this filming. I'd like to thank Eileen, who made the yogurt, and I'd like to thank Linda and Rich for all their support from the Good Samaritan Hunger Center.
Isn't Elaine fun? We hope that seeing what is happening behind me with people in need of food, that the mission will continue, and you can all help by making a donation to Good Samaritan and making sure that no man, no woman, no child should go without food. So, do you have 5 friends, 5 relatives? Do me a favor, send them the link.